Right here on Hip Hop Nation.
Yeah. What's going on, Hip Hop Nation? Everybody out there in that Sirius XM land, it's your man Datwon Thomas back in the building. Woo! It's for a really good cause, too. They brought me back for this one, man. I want to give it up to everybody that's in here. Our man DJ still up in here.
Yep.
Yes, sir. It's a special occasion, y'all. It's a special occasion. What we got going on right now is our man Torae. He's the one.
Me?
Yes.
Is it me?
You, my man Torae. What's going on, man?
What up, Day? Thank you for being here for me, man. This is amazing. I couldn't figure a better way to do this than this. You know what I mean? Had this situation right here the way it is.
We had to do it, man. The funny thing is, it's like you're doing what I do now. As far as like having your own.
Nobody can do what you do.
Man. You
Let's just clear that up.
Man.
I do have a show.
You got a show. You know what I'm saying? And you rap.
I do rap.
But I can't rap, so you see what I'm saying?
There's so many people out there that can't rap though, Dave. So you could technically rap.
But anybody could. We put you on the spot. I'm gonna throw in a freestyle.
Oh man, don't do that. Oh man, I'm gonna be sounding like Pee Wee Herman out here. Give us a look at then I'm Kendrick. But yeah, man, it's a honor to be able to see everything that you've been going through, you know, since 2008. We were talking earlier, and we was like, wow, man, it was crazy. Like daily conversation.
That was a fast 8 years, right?
Yo, like blink.
Because when I looked up, and it was the crazy thing was when we was looking at the dates for the album, trying to figure out a date, I'm like, okay, cool. Because initially we wanted to drop 2015 in December,
right?
And then once December was kind of off the out of the way, we was like, all right, January, cool. January is good. It's a fresh start, new year. And then I started going through all my releases, and I was like, yo, Daily Conversation dropped January 2008.
Wow.
8 years ago. Like, this is crazy. So when now it has to be like, yeah, OG, I'll be like, yeah, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man.
Been here for a little minute. And then technically, because Daily Conversation came after I went solo, but when I first came in, like the first thing I put out that was commercially, out there for people was The Coalescence, which happened in January, ironically, of 2006. So it's really, I'm in my 10th joint. You know what I'm saying? That's insane, like putting records out. So it's crazy.
It's insane, man. One of the things is, album titles, and you titled this Entitled.
Yeah.
Why so?
For a couple of reasons, man. Anybody who listens to me know I'm heavy on like the double entendres and things having multiple meanings. So I think overall the word entitled has a negative connotation. This person is entitled. They think this is and that. And to a certain degree, I was entitled. I was sitting in Coney Island. I'm listening to the radio. I'm watching videos. I'm like, yo, these guys they not nice like me. Yeah, they ain't nice like me. So, I coupled that with the fact that I felt like, I'm a good human being, and, karma is going to kick in. And at some point, Russell's going to call and I'm going to get the big deal and make the money and be a superstar. And, I felt like because of who I was and the fact that I could rhyme and I never killed nobody, so crack, I was like, I'm entitled to that. That's supposed to happen. That's got to happen for me. And that's not the case. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not the case, man.
You gotta work. You got to bust your ass. You got to be blessed. You got to be lucky. You got to be in the right place at the right time. It's
and you got to be nice.
You got to be nice. You got to. That part I had the nice part.
I was gonna say you don't have to be nice. Well, you just so happen to be nice.
I happen to be nice.
Thank you, guys. And then on the flip of Entitled, like as you listening to the music and you listening to some of the content that we get into, I think that we are all, as human beings, as people, we are all entitled to certain rights and certain respect. You see what's been going on. It's been going on forever, but I think it's been very, very prevalent and visible in the last few years. What's happening in the world. Innocent kids getting gunned down, women turning up dead, just like all types of stuff happening to African Americans. And I was like, yo, we're entitled to the same rights as everybody else. I got struck when I saw one of Tamar Rice's classmates holding up a sign, what I'm saying, would you have killed me? And I was like, yeah, Tamar was entitled to the same rights as this young kid. And so when I started to write and go into some of the content on the album, I felt like that was a great double meaning on the title, because when first some people see it, they're gonna feel it and take it one way, and some people gonna take it another way. So I just wanted to bring them all together, man. You
have like this underlying conscious vibe to it. We're gonna put that, but it's never, the conscious rapper doesn't come in this Hulk package. You know what I'm saying? They're never like that. You know what I mean? So what was it that made you feel like you can make that step on this particular album?
the growth. You know what I'm saying? Like as an artist, I feel like when I grew up listening to artists, the artists always gave us the real. They told us what was happening in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like I had never been to Compton a day in my life, but I felt like I understood it because of the artists that I listened to. They was the reporters. You know, they was the CNN of the hood, of the airwaves. You know, same thing with a Public Enemy letting you know what's going on out here. So many different artists, and I feel like for the most part, a lot of artists have gotten away from that. Yeah. You know, me, like I said, I've been here 10 years, so I grew up in front of everybody's face and everybody's ears, and my content has grown as well. You know, I've lived a little bit, I've traveled, I've matured, I've become a man, and I felt like I had to get the shit off my chest. I had to say it. I had to talk about it because I was looking around and like, yo, nobody's talking about it. And then I looked in the mirror and was like, that's your job though, dog. That's you real. Talk about it. You get into it. So, you know, the conscious label or whatever, like, I'm just a grown ass man in America watching what's happening with a platform and a voice and the courage to discuss it. And that's what I did.
And that's what it takes. It definitely takes courage to do that. And I feel like another thing that kind of helps with that as far as your growth is the competition. You're always, you know, listening to records now that you're up there.
I listen to a lot.
I
hear a lot of music.
And you're interviewing a lot of people.
Absolutely.
So how is that influencing the time when you have to go and you have to be creative?
You know, for me, the beautiful part about where I am in my career is that I'm on nobody's release schedule. I don't have to put an album out every year to be in the marketplace to tour. So I only create music when I'm inspired to create music. And so it's never forced. It's never, you know, I never have to think about it. Like I didn't go into the studio making Entitled like, yo, it's time to make an album. I got to go do it. I was sitting around and I was like, yo, it's some shit I want to talk about. And I got some great friends that's really talented. So I just start calling my friends, yo, send me something, man. I want to go to the lab. And I, did that 6, 7, 8 times. And I looked up and I was like, damn, you got half an album finished,
it's
dog.
Already
like,
here.
Let's finish it up. Then I got into finish that album mode. But, I didn't go in with the mindset of, yo, it's time to make an album. It's time to get out there. It's time to get back into, the marketplace or whatever. It was just like, yo, I really want to talk about some shit. I got some shit I want to talk about. There's some things I want to discuss, some things y'all need to hear. And that's how the album started to get built out.
What's crazy is that you make this sound like, it's real easy. I got a couple of friends, you know what I mean? Pete Rock.
Yeah, that was smooth.
You know what I'm saying?
That was smooth.
Joe Beats,
Yeah, man, I'm blessed to know a lot of amazing, talented people. This 10 years of being in this business and being in this game, you cross paths with a lot of people. You meet a lot of people. Some people you connect with. Some people is strictly business, and some people you have a genuine bond and friendship, and there's something there, an affinity. And that's why you sitting right there, man.
That's
because
real.
I remember I would just read your name in the beginning of my favorite magazines. You know what I'm saying? You've been in so many, you can't name them all. But you know what I'm saying? You would just see Editor-in-Chief, Datwon. I mean, then you was like, damn. And then we built a relationship and a rapport with one another and became friends. And when it was time to do this, I couldn't think of anybody else that I would want to share this moment with than you. So it's the same thing with a lot of the producers on the album. It was like, let me just highlight my homies and see what we could cook up.
That's what's up, man. I think that's the perfect intro for our man DJ Still. There we go.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get into one of these joints off the album, that Imperial Sound. What you think? We set it off with that?
Yeah, we set the album off with that. We could set the set the album release off with that.
Yeah, go.
The album release party continues.
Don't it sound so good to you?
Live on Hip Hop Nation.
Yeah. We back. It's Datwon Thomas here with my man Torae.
Yeah.
We up in here celebrating my man's new album.
No doubt. Entitled.
Sophomore joint.
Shout out to the studio audience. Make some noise, y'all.
There we go. Hey.
Beautiful.
Yo, that joint right there, though.
Going on his finest.
Hard right there.
Yeah, that's all good.
Apollo Brown.
Apollo, that's the good dude right there.
Yeah, that's the good brother, Apollo Brown. We toured together a few times and we've done some music together a few times. So, I think I heard that beat when we was on tour and I was like, yeah, fam, I'm gonna need that. And it took him mad long to send it to him. I thought he was fronting like, yo, what's up, my dude? Like, we was just together for a whole month. I can't get the joint. But yeah, he finally got to it and sent it. And yeah, man, that's one of my favorite joints. I I won't say scared, but I definitely was a little apprehensive about the record being on the album because it was so personal to me in my neighborhood. I didn't know if it would translate well
because
across
of the names
board.
that you're dropping.
Right, because it's so Coney Island. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, the hood gonna love it, but I'm big. You know, my audience is bigger than just my neighborhood.
Right.
So I didn't know if it would work well on the album. But it's so crazy. So many people tell me like they really like that joint.
That was the joint I came in and told you about once we walked in, and I think it's one of those things that's really personal for me as well, because you see different people in your neighborhood. I'm from Brooklyn as well, and you see people in your neighborhood.
Brooklyn was popping.
That's right. You know what I mean? BK all day.
I think it was because he told the story so well too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like when you start hearing about like Steph getting on, and then he's still rocking.
Yeah.
And then you hear Sebastian get on.
Yeah. Lance and
can you break that down real quick for people that don't know?
Yeah, so I'm from Coney Island, and Coney Island is a little small community neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York.
Cyclone, man.
Right, so most people that know Coney Island, they know the Cyclone, they know Nathan's, they know the beach, the boardwalk, the aquarium, all the cool shit. The Coney Island I know is just like any other hood,
Marlboro
anywhere
Project,
else in the world, right? Is gritty, is dirty, is filthy. It was very tough, hard times coming up. But the beauty about my neighborhood is a real basketball driven community.
Yep.
And a lot of guys from my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, made it to the NBA, which is crazy. Like to have 6-7 guys from my neighborhood,
from right there.
I'm talking about walking distance from each other. Like, you know what I mean? Because Coney Island is 30 something blocks, 3 avenues. It's not super duper big like that. So to have that many guys actually touch the league was crazy. And every time somebody made it just, you know, because Steph is in my age bracket or whatever. So
and that's Stephon Marbury,
right?
y'all.
Steph
he out
made
there
it,
in China, killing it.
He got a statue and all types of
all types of stuff.
He's killing it in China.
Word up.
So when Steph goes to the league, it's crazy because we all excited and happy, and I'm like, word, I want to blow too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you wait and then, you know, Bashy going, he's high. You see Bashy on the cover with, you know what I'm saying, with LeBron on Sports Illustrated covers, and you like, word, that's crazy. I love it. I want to go too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then Lance, you know, I want to go.
Stevenson.
So it's that and so many other guys, you know, who might have been high draft picks, but they touched the league. They was in there and made a difference. And, you know, that was my thing. It was like, yo, all these guys, I wasn't a hooper like that. You know what I mean? We play 21 horse. You know what I mean? Low pickup game. I get some Reeboks, some boards and some rebounds and some blocks.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. You know what I mean? I wasn't those guys.
Right.
I knew that early.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I'm nice at what I'm nice at, and I want to go to the league of what I do. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what you're trying to get across on that track, as well as pay homage. But there were a couple of names on there that we didn't pick up on.
Right. And these are
those guys are
some of the hood legends.
There we go.
You know, because we all have things in our life, obstacles, hurdles that we got to get over, get past, that, you know, just one bad decision or one off move can change the whole dynamic of the rest of your life. And it wasn't about talent. Like, everybody I named on that song was talented. There was so many dudes in my hood that got busy. Like, people, you go to Coney Island, Steph wasn't the nicest Marbury.
That's
you know what
crazy.
I'm saying? Like, he was the one who touched the league because of the steps his brothers before him took.
And they got him ready.
Right. Some of those past, you know, some of those mistakes that they made prior to, so they could groom him up to make sure he made the right decisions. Same thing with Sebastian, but it was so many other guys, talent-wise, that could have, you know, went and been, you know, the biggest thing.
But what's so important about having like a representative from an area? Everybody has kind of like that story, but what's so important about having that? Like, when you're able to look at them and be like, that can happen to me.
That's it. That's it right there.
Or I can't get that.
Nah, I think for me, at least, I can't speak for everybody. For me, it was inspirational because, you know what I'm saying, like, they say when your neighbor's in harvest, you know what I'm saying, get ready because yours is coming right there. And so me seeing all these guys, you know, flourish and grow and blow up and sign big deals and, you know, come back through in Bentleys and all type, but it's still right there. It's still like you can reach out and touch them. It's tangible. It made me feel like it was attainable. It made me feel like that gave me the drive. That gave me the passion. That gave me that fire that I needed to, like, yo, keep going, because they came from the hood just like you. Bigger than that, they came from your hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, the same schools you was in eating free lunch, they was at the table across. So it was so vivid, it was so real to me that it just, you know, it kept me going.
That's what's up, man.
That's dope.
I think one of the things that we really have to try to focus on is when you start honing in on your craft, because that's what they did. They were putting in the work. Were you out there honing in on your craft? How were you doing it around the way?
Absolutely, man. I used to, before I knew how to create a song or song structure, anything like that, I just wrote rhymes. I would go outside. I would write rhymes just to go outside and say these rhymes to everybody in the neighborhood, because it was cats who I looked up to. You know what I'm saying? Like Buckshot came up in Coney Island. You know what I'm saying? Like I would go outside. I would watch Who Got the Props on Video Music Box. Go outside and Buck be standing in front of the building.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
you was just on TV. This is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but it was guys like, you know, Buckshot being right there, and you know, I'm about to name a bunch of legends in Coney Island for me, but like my man Mighty Rails, who was very, very influential to me and instrumental in me wanting to be an MC. Deadly and Dangerous was a group. My man Flav, my man Guy, a lot of guys who rhymed or who I saw rapping in the hood, and my whole thing was to impress them. You know what I'm saying? It was like, go outside and spit that shit that's gonna make them be like, yeah, son, get busy. You know what I'm saying? So that was me honing my skills. Is, you know, I had a zillion composition books, and when we couldn't afford a composition book, I had a zillion brown paper bags. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just writing rhymes, not knowing song structure, not knowing how to count bars. I just rapped until I was finished the thought. You know what I mean? Until I got my point across, I rapped, and that's what really sharpened my sword.
But does that help you in the battle though? Because a lot of times you start battling before you actually make songs.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? You had a tough battle like back in those days, like one of those like.
I was never like the battling guy. You know what I'm saying? But of course, you all gotta, you know, you gotta earn your stripes. These rite of passage. There's another guy across the street that rhymed too. So what makes you better than him? Why should we listen to you? Why are you the guy waving the flag for Coney Island, not him? Prove it. You know what I mean? And so, you know, it was a few guys. Shout out to my man Nims, who was heavy on the battle scene from Coney Island, and shout out to Chambers, who's heavy on the battle scene. And you know, it was a dude from the neighborhood, actual fact, that we used to go back and forth at it. You know, a lot of dudes. I was always more so about unity though. That's kind of always been my thing. Right. I was always on some, yeah, we could go at each other all day and be the king of Coney Island, or we could stand together and dominate Brooklyn, and then dominate the city, and then take it world. You know, but I always had that mindset, you know, and a lot of people, and I learned that the hard way, a lot of people
they not on that.
Yeah, they don't feel that way. They not about building together. They like, nah, I'm here to take you out, dog. Yeah. And so I had to be a sniper too.
You have to have those in the chamber.
Okay, well, if you don't want to do it this way, then that's your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Which brings us to the breaks, man.
Okay.
Like, you know, the battle is one of those things in the doc. Or what is it? A series? Music. It's about to be a series.
Yeah. Lord willing. Stay prayed up. Stay prayed up.
And and what was your character's name?
Sig Sauer.
Oh my goodness. And Sauer. And you had to battle the main dude. That's right.
Shout out to Antoine Harris, my man. I had to battle. And that scene, you know, shout out to Fonte, who wrote the rhyme. So everybody who's listening, everybody
Fonte from Little
Brother, Foreign Exchange, the big homie. He wrote the rhymes, and he's the one who actually brought me in, you know, because he knew what the scene called for. You know, it needed to be somebody that was believable. It needed to be somebody that was an authentic NYC MC, no nonsense. You know, he had to be a little menacing and physical stature as well.
The tank top work.
Right.
You did your push-ups.
I was in the trailer going crazy.
I know you did your push-ups.
But it was like, all right, we ready for you. I was like, all right, give me a minute. I'll be right there. But yeah, you know, Fonte knew that I could deliver what the role called for, and he called me up late, 2:00 in the morning, and I auditioned for it the very next day, maybe like 12 o'clock. So like 10 hours later, I was there auditioning for that role, and I got it. And you know, it was a blessing, man, because I had already knew what was going on with the breaks. I saw the press release. I knew some of the people involved. Right. So I knew it was going to be epic. And then when it was like, yeah, you're going to be a part of it. And I was like, word. You know what I'm saying? And the battle scene, like, for me growing up, you know, big house party Kid and Play fan. So like the classic Kid and Play battle at they party, or the battles in 8 Mile, or just, you know, that like battle scenes,
everyone's
right?
Mind.
These are the scenes that inspired me as an MC, as a kid, looking like, yo, this is crazy. And I feel like now I got one of those. You know, so many people is like, yo, that's one of the best battles in movie history.
I already told you, man. Me and Jerry Barrow was in the building. My man from
What up, Jay?
Watch Loud, top dude over there. We were just saying, man, it looked like you won that one, man.
I told him that. I told him that. Listen, right after the battle, I texted him. I said, Joe, you got that, man. You bodied that.
We got to stick to the script. I couldn't go off script, or they won't have me back on the set. But
that's crazy. But
yeah, man, it was supposed to be close like that. It was supposed to be, you know, it was because Sig wasn't no pushover, wasn't no easy win. And I think that, you know, the fact that it was such a tough battle, the fact that it was so neck and neck, it really showed that Am's character had something, you know, saying something that Mac or DV, something that he saw in him that was more than just, yo, this dude can rhyme. This is authentic. This is for real. This is the one.
Because he's going up against a real cat and holding his own. That's real. But what's wild is that you got Fonte on the album.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And Mac. Mac is on the album.
Mac is on the album as well.
Sure.
Maybe we
can get into that joint.
We can get into that joint, man. I think that works.
Let's do that, yo. It's Hip Hop Nation. Can I do a little bit?
Do an intro right quick?
It's Hip Hop Nation. You tour guy Torae. My man Datwon is here still, is on the mix. Hit us up, 877-60 Hip Hop. That's the number. Studio audience, make some noise.
Here we go.
Oh, we turned, baby. Hey, cool, because initially we wanted to drop 2015 in December.
Right.
And then once December was kind of off the, you know, out of the way, we was like, all right, January, cool. January is good. It's a fresh start, new year. And then I started going through all my releases, and I was like, yo, Daily Conversation dropped January 2008.
Wow.
8 years ago. Like, this is crazy. So when now it has to be like, yeah, OG, I'll be like, yeah, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man.
Been here for a little minute. And then technically, because Daily Conversation came after I went solo, but when I first came in, like, the first thing I put out that was commercially, you know, out there
is our man Torae. He's the one.
Me?
Yes.
Is it me?
You, my man Torae. What's going on, man?
What up, Day? Thank you for being here for me, man. This is amazing. I couldn't figure a better way to do this than this. You know what I mean? Had this situation right here the way it is.
We had to do it, man. The funny thing is, it's like you're doing what I do now. As far as like having your own.
Nobody can do what you do.
Man.
Let's just clear that up.
Man.
I do have a show.
You got a show. You know what I'm saying? And you rap.
I do rap.
But I can't rap. So you see what I'm saying?
There's so many people out there that can't rap though, Dave. So you could.
Right here on Hip Hop Nation.
Yeah. What's going on, Hip Hop Nation? Everybody out there in that Sirius XM land, it's your man Datwon Thomas back in the building.
Woo!
It's for a really good cause too. They brought me back for this one, man. I want to give it up to everybody that's in here. Our man DJ still up in here.
Yep.
Yes, sir. It's a special occasion, y'all. It's a special occasion. What we got going on right now
for people was the Coalescence, which happened in January, ironically, of 2006. So it's really, I'm in my 10th joint. You know what I'm saying? Like putting records out. So it's crazy.
It's insane, man. One of the things is, you know, album titles. You know, and you titled this Entitled.
Yeah.
Why so?
For a couple of reasons, man. You know, anybody who listens to me know I'm heavy on like the double entendres and things having multiple meanings. So I think overall the word entitled has a negative connotation. This person is entitled. They think this is and that. And to a certain, technically you could rap.
Anybody could. We put you on the spot. I'm gonna throw in a freestyle.
Oh man, don't do that. You know what I mean? Oh man, I'm gonna be sounding like Pee Wee Herman out here. Give us a look at it. Yeah, then I'm Kendrick. But yeah, man, it's an honor to be able to see everything that you've been going through, you know, since 2008. We were talking earlier, and we was like, wow, man, it was crazy. Like Daily Conversation.
That was a fast 8 years, right?
Yo, like blink.
Like, because when I looked up, and it was the crazy thing was when we was looking at the dates for the album, trying to figure out a date, I'm like, okay.